Hello and welcome to Lyndall Brakes. We just decided to drop a video series to kind of explain to you what the hell it is we do around here, kind of give you a feel of our company, our culture, educate you on some of the nuances of our friction material, which is first thing we're going to talk about in this episode. We're a friction material specialist. We deal primarily in friction coupling. So the materials that are used in our various brake pads, the materials that are used in our high performance rotors. But before I get into all that, I just want to talk to you a little bit about our new location because I'm so excited. Still moving in a little bit. We absolutely love this place. Come over here with me. Just look at all that elbow room. Look at these hounds coming in. This is Orbit. This is my #1 hound. He might be number 2 or 3 by the end of the day, but let me take you over to our brake pads. So here we go. Today I'm going to talk about 3 of our organic pads that we have. Our Z Plus High Performance Street Pad, our Gold Plus pad, and finally our Xtreme Performance pad. The reason we have 3 different compounds is because obviously there's a multitude of different riding platforms, riding styles, riding environments. So we've custom tailored this friction material to what you're riding, how you're riding it. So with that said, we'll start with the Z Plus High Performance Street Pad. It's just that, it's a high performance street pad. It's basically designed for a stock platform, stock tires, stock chassis, super high service life, 0 dust, 0 noise, and very rotor friendly. So when I talk about 0 dust and 0 noise, your white walls and rims staying spotless. When I talk about high service life, I'm talking about up to 18,000 miles service life, or double that of a stock pad. And then absolutely benign. This will never harm the surface of your disc. And the reason why is these DuPont aramids, what they'll do is they'll transfer this friction material to the surface of your disc, effectively making your brake disc act as one big brake pad, turning against these 2 small brake pads. And the benefit of that is you get an exceptional amount of stopping torque coupled with excellent modulation so you get a lot of feedback through the lever, which is important. But the stopping torque delivery, predictability, repeatability. Let's go over, I want to show you kind of how our friction coupling works. You know, we didn't start like this 25 years ago for sure. And honestly, when we got here, I really didn't believe that we could afford or ever be in this place, but 2 years later, and here we are. God bless America for that. So anyway, so here we have our Z Plus High Performance Street Pad, and one of our bow tie discs with a physical vapor deposition coating on it. This disc has seen about 2,500 miles, and we're just using an illustration to show you. Obviously, you can see these dark spots, and this is all friction material transfer. What this is the material from this pad through a series of heat cycles exchanging and transferring onto the surface of this disc. What that creates is a like friction coupling. It's the friction material against the friction material. So it gives you an excellent torque advantage provided with exceptional feel through the lever. Now, I told you this is super rotor friendly pad. You can see right here where I've taken some of the material off, and you can see the crosshatch. I have a rubber eraser in my hand, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to take this material transfer off the disc. So you can clearly see the crosshatch. You can see that the surface of the disc remains absolutely untouched. And that's due to the fact that this material transfer has taken place, and the pad is now stopping against the material that is transferred to the disc, as opposed to stopping against the disc and destroying the disc surface. So this is our Z Plus High Performance Street Pad. Now I'm going to move on to our Gold Plus. Little higher performance. Again, it's a first cousin of the Z Plus High Performance Street Pad, but it's just tuned. It's a little bit harder, so it offers a little higher coefficient of friction. This is also a very high service life, 18,000+ miles as well. Very clean pad, very low dust, predictable, repeatable, ideal for an application where you're riding 2 up in a 7,000-foot pass, 6% grade coming down with your loved one on the back of the bike, or the touring model fully loaded up. Takes high temperature in stride, and it's an excellent pad. This is probably my go-to. If I ever have any doubts, or if I'm having a bike with a brake issue, this is the pad I'll start with, because it just is unflappable. Thinking about taking a little break. Kool-Aid comes in. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, here comes Kool-Aid, here comes Kool-Aid, I'm gonna say.
So the Gold Plus is what I run on my personal bagger. I love the feel and performance of this pad. If you don't want to guess, just start with this and you'll be very happy. So I'm gonna move on to the Extreme Performance. And the Extreme Performance is just that, it's extreme. This is the highest level of friction torque that we have. It's not a clean pad, it's not a rotor-friendly pad, but it is a pad that will deliver an exponential amount of torque for a very low lever effort. Kind of the first of its kind. It's a aramid that's organic, yet has an HH friction rating. Again, I'm going to get into the friction ratings here in a minute, but this is pretty much a full race pad. Like if you're doing really extreme stunting, canyon carving, or a club level guy on the track, a lot of answer at the lever. This is the compound that we use on Eric Stahl from Jiffy Tunes, King of the Bagger, Moto America, and many others. So these are our 3 compounds. Again, they're all money back guaranteed for 100% customer satisfaction. Oh, I said I was going to talk about coefficients of friction. Since I did, I want to talk about these ratings for a minute and what they mean, how they correlate to the feel and performance for you on your bike on the street or the track. A rating of HH or GG or FE in the case of the Z-Pad, and what that means to you. The coefficient of friction rating is basically a DOT rating that comes by way of a chase test. And the chase test is basically whereby they get the friction material up to a temperature of 250 degrees, and they measure the stopping torque from 250 degrees to first fade, record that temperature and torque, and then the second letter in that rating, if it's an H and then an H, would be first recovery and torque rating to second fade. So the HH is the highest rating in the industry and a very good torque rating, and guarantees that it won't fade below 600 degrees, which is important because most brake fluid will flash at 600 degrees anyway. So the Gold Plus pad is a little softer and not quite as high a friction rating. This is a GG, which will also go up to 600 degrees before fade. A very high coefficient of friction as well. That's what makes it an excellent club level race pad and a high performance street pad in the same package. And then finally our softest pad with an FE rating, and it's like I said, very soft, very rotor friendly, very protective of rotor finish, etc. Very clean, quiet. That's the rating system. That's how that works. So we talked a little bit about our brake pads. We have so much information to share with you. We're going to go into a multitude of episodes where we talk about rotors, rotor materials, floating functions, approach to design, materials used, friction couplings. So, if you took the time to watch this today, we're very grateful for you. Feel free to drop a comment, hit us on social media. If you have any questions, reach out to our product specialist. We love the technical questions. As humble students of our trade, we learn through those questions. So again, we really appreciate you taking the time to share this special first episode with us. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next episode.